What's going on, everybody? Where you hiding? Where you hiding? Where you hiding? Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like button, bro. Oh my goodness. Where do I begin with this video? I really hope I cover everything. You know, my thoughts and feelings. It's gonna be raw. It's gonna be, some pretty deep talk. It's gonna be some deep talk. It's gonna be a deep reaction, a deep dive reaction, kind of a deep dive reaction. It's like the first time I've ever seen this video. I heard about it yesterday. I finally had a chance to see it just a couple hours ago, and boy, was I impressed. And there was a couple of things that made me run through a brick wall. Yes. That was one of the best interviews I've ever seen. Just exposing a loser, just exposing a racist. Chip Kelly, man, awful coach, but there was so much more into it. The stories always get juicy when a player retires, and he can, you can never really tell the whole entire story because you're in the NFL and you're playing for that team, either playing for that team or another team. You get the point. You got to wait until you retire to tell all the truth. The people need to know the truth about a person's content of their character. You know what I mean? I really feel like, going back to that video, I really feel like, to allude to what they said, he had trouble dealing with the culture. Andy Reid, previous years, before he even got there, Andy Reid, a lot looser, but strict when he needed to be. Chip Kelly, always strict, always to the book, always dictatorship this, dictatorship that. Never really liked to be questioned about certain, little tweaks, never like even suggestions, positive suggestions. And that's the vibe that I get with, Chip Kelly and how they told their story. Like I said, it's even juicier when they tell the story after retirement, because you can't really reveal all these things when you're actively in the NFL, because you're trying to keep things in house. Shady McCoy got traded for literally, no pun intended, I mean a bag of chips. He just got traded, immediately too. Immediately. As soon as Chip Kelly was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a call to the Bills, would you like Shady McCoy? All I want in return is, Kiko Alonso. Take him. Shady McCoy wasn't really anything. Just take him for Kiko Alonso. I don't care if he's coming off of an ACL injury. I don't like this nigga. That's pretty much what he's saying in his mind. I don't like this nigga because he doesn't listen to me. I can't really, how could I say it, control him? I can't really control him the way I want to because he's always questioning things. I hate shady niggas like that. So I'm going to trade him. Boo! And what really hurt me, as far as that story goes, it's just like, oh man, how fast the transaction was. The Bills were like, yeah, we'll take him. Yeah. Send him over to Buffalo right now. Buffalo, I don't blame y'all for taking Shady. But part of the blame has to go on the Eagles because, they gave him so much power. They gave him the power to be GM. They gave him the power. Oh, I can't wait to get to Howie Roseman. They gave him the power to be the GM. They gave him the power to be the head coach, run all football operations, everything that goes on. Let's get some Oregon guys. Let's get some guys who love the way I run things. And let's get the guys who love that. Oh, y'all remember that poster back in the day? S-8. God, I hated that sign. I really did hate that sign. Just all about him. Never liked to be questioned. Never really talked to anybody either. let's get back to Howie Roseman real quick. These guys mentioned something that I never knew. I wonder what was going through Shady's mind. When we finally got that Super Bowl 2 years after he left. I wonder what was going through his mind when Jason Kelce said, Howie Roseman was pushed off into a corner where we didn't see him. Wow! That has so much more meaning now because guess what? Shady actually said something really important. He said that he was in a whole nother building, just doing marketing things. Not even really, concerned about, oh my God, well, guess what? We're going to draft this guy. We're going to, let's not involve him in any of that. He'll just be the cute saleswoman. He loves power and he loves abusing it. Wow. I feel bad for Shady McCoy in that sense. Oh, and what really got me furious about what Shady McCoy said, the fact that, when it came down to Chip Kelly giving a reason to why they traded him, Chip Kelly gave a really stupid answer. He said his numbers declined. So you went from all pro, what was it, like first in rushing yards to third? I think that's what he says. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but he went from first to third in rushing yards, maybe all purpose, something like that. I don't know which category it was. I got to look back on the video because this is after one time of seeing this, and I will go back over that video again, but had a decline year. Are you sure that's the reason, Chip Kelly? Or was it because you couldn't control him? Wow. Love you, Shady McCoy. You didn't deserve that type of treatment. No way. Wow. Wow. Now, for those who don't know, Deshaun Jackson is my favorite Eagle of all time. Deshaun Jackson. 2008, man. Oh my God, this dude was electric. Never seen no speed like this in my lifetime. Until Devontae Smith came into the league and, he decided to, play with the Eagles. But this is about what back then. This is about back then. We're trying to cover back then. I was in high school. I was a junior in high school when this dude got drafted to the Eagles, man. Second round out of Cal. This dude was flashy. This guy, he was just loosey-goosey, just like Shady McCoy was. From South Central, and we're going to get to that South Central part in a moment, but this dude just lost his father. Around that time, I want to say like 2009-ish, 2010-ish. I want to say a little bit right after he got into the league. Favorite player of all time. Chip Kelly comes in. This dude is ready to change everything. This dude is ready, and this includes LaShawn McCoy and everybody on the team. This dude, Chip Kelly, he was telling people when to sleep, asking people how long they were sleeping for, making it a required 9 hours of sleep. And that's just the beginning of it. Before I even saw this video, I was just like, okay, they're really going to talk about nutritional drinks a lot in this video. Because that's all that Chip Kelly ever revealed, This is all we believed before we saw this fucking interview. This is all that Chip Kelly wanted to reveal. They were just getting energy drinks to keep themselves fit. And that was it. That's all that Chip Kelly ever really revealed. Oh no, there's so much more than that. these guys would actually take piss tests to make sure that these guys are not drinking, not smoking. Tested Jason Peters multiple times. I can't wait to get to Jason Peters in a moment, a little later in the video, but tested Jason Peters on marijuana all the time for some odd reason. For some odd reason, they would just test him on marijuana. And when it came down to our black players, man, it's just like, you know, there was this one guy I wanted to, oh my God. Something. Oh, I just tweeted this. Oh, I'll get his name in a moment. But anyways, long story short, he was in the league. Chip Kelly told him to cut his hair, and he didn't. That's a cultural thing. So he released him because of culture. He traded LaShawn McCoy because of culture. He released Deshaun Jackson because of culture. And a little bit more about Deshaun Jackson. I want to dive a little deeper into Deshaun Jackson's story. So Deshaun Jackson, you know, he's trying to, I don't want to say he's like trying to adjust to all the rules, the new rules of the new head coach, who's really trying to, you know, just dictate his life and dictate his every move, you know. And, you know, I don't condone, you know, sagging pants or anything, but he did mention how, you know, he was sagging pants and, you know, he was catching all these balls, you know, in practice. It was amazing. He was still catching balls. He was still looking amazing out there. And the coach had a problem with that. We're going to talk a lot about communication, too. Chip Kelly made a couple jokes about him sagging. And then it got to the point where he was furious about it. Chip Kelly was furious about it. He went to one of his guys instead of going to Deshaun Jackson himself. And told him not to sag his pants anymore because Chip Kelly didn't approve of it. If you can't tell me straight up that you have a problem with something, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. That's terrible, man. Like, you get a coach that can't really come to you about anything. You know, if players have a problem with how you're running things, then, you know, you got to get the fuck off the team. You can't be criticized. It's all hail Chip Kelly. And I really hate the fact that he's a Buckeye right now. Dashy, this is a shout out to you, bro. I really hate the fact that he's a fucking Buckeye. But at least he ain't our head coach. But still, he's part of his organization. I got to suffer 2 eras, 2 different decades of Chip Kelly now. God, the Buckeyes are stupid. And I know the Eagles didn't see it coming. So I don't blame the Eagles as much, nearly as much. So let's skip ahead to 2014. All of a sudden, he gets traded, and this is where my apology comes in. Because I booed this man literally throughout the entire 2014 season, and he didn't deserve that. So my apologies to you. Because I really feel, I really, you know, was young. I was, you know, damn near my mid-20s. You know, coming into my mid-20s, okay. Deshaun Jackson, still my favorite Eagle of all time. I think I got an ant on me. What the fuck? Anyways. Deshaun Jackson. Gang ties. You kidding? He bailed this dude out of jail, got him the best lawyer, and beat a murder case. Completely beat it. And there was a tweet that he put out, I want to say years ago, I want to say like 2008 maybe a few years before Chip Kelly even came to Philly. I'm trying to get the story together, y'all, because, you know, I can't remember everything. I'm just here to give you the main synopsis of everything. But he put out a tweet, he was hanging out with his boys or whatever, who had gang ties. And then Chip Kelly puts that bullshit ass story out that, he's affiliated with gangs. I mean, he's from South Central. I mean, that's what he grew up around. He's got friends who are still, tied to that type of shit. So, is it his fault? No. So you're going to criticize a person. And this is kind of getting away from the real fact of why he wanted to, get rid of Deshaun Jackson in the first place. This is just one of the reasons. This is one of the little petty reasons that Chip Kelly wanted to push on him. And I'm really disgusted at Chip Kelly for this. But when it came down to 2014 and him getting released, I didn't understand it at the time. Gang ties? He was really, into gangs. I was like, boo this man. Because that's what Chip Kelly wanted us to, that's what he wanted us to react like. Eagles fans, they leave the team, off with his head. Fuck him. Fuck him. So there's just some certain players where you're just like, he deserves justice because of how we treated him. We didn't treat him right. I felt like that with Shady McCoy, and I felt like that with Deshaun Jackson. And here's my thing. It didn't really show until 2015. This is way before I got onto YouTube. In 2015, sometimes you gotta lose in order to realize what you had before was working. And somebody just came in there and just fucked it all up because he didn't like the culture. He couldn't deal with the culture. He can't talk to people. He doesn't know how to communicate with people. There's no kinship. There's no friendship. There's no relationship. It's just my way or the fucking highway. You're going to either do my thing. You're either going to do my thing my way, or you're just going to get the fuck out. There's no ties. We have no ties. The only reason why I like you is because you fit in my system. That's it. I don't want to get to know your family. Oh, here's another thing. Yeah. Since we're talking about family, let's talk about the fact that, LaShawn McCoy decided, this is back when Chip Kelly decided to first join the team, and he initially wanted a team meeting a week after he landed into Philly. Shady McCoy decided not to attend the meeting because his friend's father died. He told Chip Kelly that off the bat on the phone call. Chip Kelly said, all right. A week later, a couple days ago after the interview, he gets another call back. I didn't see you in my meeting. I told you. I told you my friend's dad literally passed away, and I have to support my friend. He's part of my family. It's another culture issue. He doesn't support the culture. He doesn't give a fuck about what you got going on personally. But when it came down to Riley Cooper, just let him get a couple weeks off, a week or two off. The N-word, he didn't crucify him. He didn't want him off the team. He said, I'll beat every nigger here, the hard ER. I'll beat every nigger here at this, I believe it was, the Kenny Chesney, I forgot the fucking country nigga's name, but Kenny Chesley, I think that's his name. Anyways, you kept him on a team. Because he fit your system. Sure, fits your system. He violated black culture. And then, when he came back, he didn't let any of the players talk to him, give him some advice. Shady just wanted to talk to him. Jason Peters wanted to talk to him too. Chip Kelly literally stepped in between those two and said, we're going to end it because we're not going to talk about the fact that he, brought up the N-word at a Kenny Chesney, the country singer's name. He said the hard ER. Just get over it, guys. That's pretty much what he's saying. Just get over it, guys. He said it. I want you to get off his back about it. Where's this type of treatment for, when Shady McCoy, he had, Chip Kelly. Oh, Chip Kelly. Wow. I get so angry listening to this story. 2014 was a time where I was really angry at Deshaun Jackson. Shady McCoy is still with us. He actually survived a year longer than Deshaun Jackson did under the Chip Kelly era. Glad you left when you did. But for good reason. Because you don't deserve to be head coached by a demon. But anyways, back to my story. The first game without Deshaun Jackson. You know him on the other side of the field. This is going back to week 3. I can remember the exact fucking week it was. It was week 3, 2014 season. We're 2-0. They're coming into our house. Deshaun Jackson is returning. I'm like, oh shit, we're going to beat Deshaun Jackson's ass. Because that's the competitor in me. That's the competitor in me, bro. I want to beat dudes who were formerly on my team. I don't like them anymore. Once you leave the team, it's just go away. Go away. Some of them I'm just like, do your thing. Do your thing. I respect you. But Deshaun Jackson, I was like, off with your head. Because you went to Washington. I was angry at him for the little touchdown celebration. Oh, yeah, and it did a little kick. Man, I was so pissed off at him. And I was like, you know what? At the end of the game, you know what? We got justice for that. Turns out, I'm 32 now. It's not really justice. It's really just, a little petty slap in the face, Chip Kelly. Deshaun Jackson, a little petty. I was still angry at him. Deshaun Jackson doesn't come for the second meeting between the Eagles and the Redskins. However, the next year, doesn't show up for the first meeting. Injury started to rack up on Deshaun Jackson. 2015, week 16. Yes, week 16. He comes into our house again. Every time this motherfucker went up against us, and he literally told this to us too. He killed us. He killed them niggas. He killed Nate. He killed Nate Allen. He killed Bradley Fletcher. He killed fucking, oh my God. I think Nnamdi Asomugha was there at the time. Yeah. His Nnamdi Awful was to call him. Oh my God, they were all awful. Oh man, he killed us. And you know what? On one of the rare occasions, I feel like we deserve that. We deserve that for the way that we treated him. And I'm glad. I was super stoked when we got him back in 2019. Check out the video on that. Super proud that we got him back. So since 2015, I've been asking for Deshaun Jackson's forgiveness. And this is, I know the story about Deshaun Jackson is so much longer than, Shady McCoy as far as my version goes and my reaction goes, but I love Deshaun Jackson. He's my favorite Eagle. Nothing against LaShawn McCoy. I love you for that snow game. Top 10 Eagle of all time, in my opinion. But Deshaun Jackson is my favorite. He's going to Canton. And I'm going to see him in Canton. I'm going to see you too, Shady, at Canton. I told y'all on y'all page on Instagram, but never really communicated with Deshaun Jackson. It was like, let's keep going back to 2013 because communication is everything. Communication is everything, you know what I mean? I know this video is kind of going on, but I'm trying to get out everything I'm trying to fucking say. 2013, we end our season losing to the Saints. Fuck you, Tyler Manser. Fuck you. Anyways, so Deshaun Jackson's mad. He tries to express his emotions and feelings to Chip Kelly. At this point, I would have been like, you know what? Fuck this nigga, because you know what? He doesn't listen to us. He doesn't communicate with us. There's no kinship. There's no friendship. So why the fuck would I even talk to him? That's what I would have done. I would have been like, you know what? Blow fucking rocks. Blow it out your ass. Just whatever. But he decides to go the humanitarian route. Okay. I'm still trying to talk to you, express my frustrations. Why wasn't I getting the fucking ball in that game? Doesn't talk to him. And next time there was a meeting held after the game, you know, I want to say it was deep in the off season. Niggas out here recording me and shit. I want to say it was like deep in the off season where he gets a phone call. Deshaun Jackson gets a phone call from Chip Kelly. And Chip Kelly is like, why didn't you show up to the meeting? And Deshaun Jackson, and man, I love him for this. He cussed him out on the phone. He cussed out Chip Kelly on the phone. I was like, you know what? You don't want to listen to me, so I don't want to come to your meeting. So blow rocks. I'm going to fly to L.A., see my family. And that, man, that probably made Chip Kelly furious. He was like, you know what? Let's just release this. Let's just release this son of a bitch. Culture, man. You don't adjust to the culture. You don't like people for how they appear, what they are. You never adapted to any of that. Adaptation is not in your name. Chip, adaptation, Kelly, no, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. Oh my God, Chip Kelly. 2015 was really the year that was shoved in my face. Like, you know what? Whereyahidin? You deserve this for all the shit that you were talking on these two players who got traded. Because I had some bad things to say about Shady too, and I apologize to you too, man. You know, nothing against you. You know, this is definitely an apology that I owed you years ago, that I'm finally getting out on YouTube. I definitely apologized years ago on, you know, social platforming, but I apologize to both of these players. You know, man, the culture just literally changed. What did we get for these two cats? For Shady, as I mentioned earlier, we got Kiko Alonso. That's it. A guy coming off of an ACL injury, it suffers another tear in the knee. It has to be sidelined for 5 more fucking weeks. Fuck Kiko Alonso, man. Glad we traded his ass to the Dolphins a year later. Oh my God, man. And as far as Shady, though, wow. I was really mad at like how quick the transaction was. It was like this guy meant nothing to you. And I really hate this for my Buckeyes. I really hate that he's the offensive coordinator for my Buckeyes, because, you know, black people really don't matter to this guy or anybody. You know, it's just all his way. It's just like, you know what? It's my way or the highway. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck how you feel. You know, shave. Do it, or you're off the team. Haircut, or you're off the team. Oh, you're running a go route, even though it went for a touchdown when I really wanted you to go for a slant over the middle. You know, we're the yak We're the team that relies on yak. We're the team that relies on yak. And you want to run a go route? Fuck you. Get off my team. I don't give a fuck if it went for a touchdown. You get the yak. You do this my way. Never adjusted. Never took suggestions. This dude was a piece of shit, and I really hope he doesn't kill my Buckeyes. Oh, I hate this motherfucker. That's why when people laugh at me as far as the Buckeyes, you know, oh my God, you got Chip Kelly. I'm like, boy, tell me about it. We got a guy who doesn't listen to anybody. Well, he's going to have to listen to somebody because he took an offensive coordinator job. He's not the head coach as he's been for his past, 4 situations. Head coach with the Eagles. That's where it all started, his head coaching resume. A year, wasn't even a year with the 49ers. I want to say it was like 14, 15 games. And then he goes, no. Actually, let me rewind. His head coaching regime started in Oregon. Thank you, Whereyahidin, for correcting yourself. Your head coaching regime started in Oregon. Then the Eagles hired you. Then the Niners got you. And then you go to UCLA for a brief stint. I want to say 5 years? Y'all been mediocre all these years, and now you're the offensive coordinator. I'm glad you don't get to run shit, and I hope we don't get to elevate you to the opportunity to where you're a head coach or a GM. Because honestly, man, you just discriminate against everybody. I know everybody's got their little discrimination things. Deshaun Jackson went through a lot because I forgot to mention this too. I'm glad I'm putting this out. Deshaun Jackson, because of that gang affiliation in support of a brother. He's wrong for supporting a brother. He lost $6 million of endorsements. Imagine taking food out of somebody's mouth because you disagree with somebody that the player hangs out with. So, Deshaun Jackson still to this day has a clean slate. Doesn't have a rap sheet. So you're telling me if his friend is a gang affiliate, then he's a gang affiliate. If he sells drugs, then Deshaun Jackson sells drugs. If a nigga who was convicted for murder, whether he's guilty or not, did that or was part of the action, it's a gang affiliate action. Deshaun Jackson is also part of that too. Chip Kelly, you piece of shit. Jesus Christ, dude. I hope you die. I really do. You're a disgraceful piece of shit. I hope they send you to hell for this shit. You're actually one of the very few people that I would wish death on. Chip Kelly, yes. In a heartbeat. Yeah, make him go away so he won't have to ruin the Buckeyes in any sort of sense. Please make it happen. It's only May. The season starts in early September. I'm praying for that, God. Please. Kill Chip Kelly. He doesn't care about people's family. He doesn't care about nothing. He doesn't care about anything but what he wants to do on the field. He's not a team guy. His way, highway. He's not a family man. No, he's not. And going back to the beginning of the video, I really said there was something that, really wanted to drive me through a fucking wall, bro. The fact that Deshaun Jackson said that, man, Chip Kelly, if I ever see you in the fucking streets, I'ma fuck you up. Shady telling them to chill. Nah! fuck him up. Deshaun Jackson being a little polite about it. He being a little polite about it. You know, at the end, towards the end, he was like, you know what? Just stay the hell out of my way. Just stay the hell out of my way and there won't be any problems. Because you took food out of my mouth. There's a lot of people right now that would love to take food out of my mouth. There's a bunch of black people who said, I'm just for the streets. I'm dealing with those type of prejudices. There's white people who literally snitched on me. Do time for them and still beat it. Fuck you. I'll even take you back to a time when I was 18. When I was still going to church with my mom, my sister, and my brother. You know, I'm just, patty cake with this little 5-year-old girl. She was 5 at the time, it was like 2009. She literally looked me in the face and was like, man, Whereyahidin? You're crazy. You're crazy. Those 2 words. You're crazy. Yeah, I deal with those prejudices too. Well, at least back then. I don't deal with that now. I don't fuck with kids. EDP. Yeah, you deserve to die too. I mean, you name it. Like, there was like a time, 11 years ago where I was just walking home and I'm behind these 2 little girls. They were like, 16, 17 years old. I'm on the sidewalk or whatever. Just walking home, just listening to my music. And then this one white girl out of the 2 goes like, look! And then starts running like I'm somebody to fear. Like, damn, prejudice? I'm sitting, I'm sitting, at a table, just enjoying my food or whatever. And then, there's a bunch of people, who decide not to sit near me. They just walk completely around me and then just be on their way, straight path, after they go around me. Just be like, not even say nothing to you. Or those white people that just give you the half smile. Oh my God, yeah, I'm dealing with those type of prejudices too. And it's bad enough that there's, an A-Bacon of the world out there, I know A-Bacon is watching this probably. This dude wants to call me an Oreo, but at the end of the day, his wife has a dildo and she plays with it because he's not enough pleasure for her. So what does he do? He takes the dildo, he writes slit on the fucking dildo and tries to send it to me and then doxes me because, the picture that came with it, what I really wanted, that got sent to the wrong house and you didn't confirm with me. Oh my God, I'm taking prejudices from a pig to a bacon, a boar's head. Oh, I hope you hear that. Fuck you too. You lost my respect for that. I can't wait to clown you this upcoming season too. How the fuck you gonna call me gay when you're out? You can't. First of all, you can't even satisfy your wife enough. So yeah, I'm dealing with those type of prejudices. Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, I feel you. It's tough. It's tough being a black man in America. It really is tough. Even on the field, off the field, it doesn't even matter, bro. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get judged every fucking day. Every fucking day, bro. No matter what type of decisions you made, no matter how clean your fucking record is in Deshaun Jackson's case, they're always gonna dig deep in the past. Like with the Deshaun Jackson, dig deep in the past. Let's look at his past tweets in like 2008, of him supporting a homie that beat, got him the best lawyer, got him to beat the fucking charge, the murder charge. That's inspirational. It's inspirational when people beat a charge like that. When you know in your heart they're innocent. You know in your heart that they're innocent because they're bros. You know what's going on. Y'all communicate. Chip Kelly has no idea what black culture is. And this is why I'm glad he's not our president. Oh my God. Could you imagine if he was our president? Oh my God, I'd be in a wreck. I'd be like, I really don't like that nigga fucking Biden, and I really don't like that fucking nigga Trump. Anybody but Chip Kelly. Anybody but A. Bacon.
You definitely don't know the O-line. You couldn't talk none of that shit live because you don't know it. Yet you want everyone else to fall in line under you. But then you accept people like Raider Cousin into the TTC. You're a walking contradiction. You don't know if you're coming or going, old man. We have a standard over here. We have a fucking standard. Is this your standard?
Yeah, that's right, Father. Yeah, they're where they're supposed to be with their mama. Where you don't have any. You're like Billy, like you're definitely got kids, liars. You should never have it. Show me one kid with the last name. No kid photos. No.
One night as I was getting loaded, I began to pass out. Then my head hit the wall, boom, and I began to slide down the wall. And as I came to, all of my bodily fluids were doing their own thing, and I was dying. But I had a praying grandmother.
Show me one kid with the last name. No kid photos. No. No kid talk.
This much.
When he started, all I said is he makes. Damn, what did your baby do?
I could have said something crazy. I could have gave your secrets are safe with me.
I'm not gonna respect you. I'm not gonna. He calling himself the president, but I took his emperor title from him. I He's still mad at me for that. He's furious at me. I don't know why, because I ain't say shit about your wife. It's not my fault you're mad at your wife. You got to take your prejudice out on me for that. You got to take your prejudice out on me for that. Billy Badass says so much worse about your fucking wife. I would never say those type of things about your wife. But you want to come at me harder? Some president. I don't know. Calm down, nigga. I'm going to feed you in a moment. I'm going to feed you some facts. Get over the fact that you can't fuck your wife right anymore. I'm sure you got kids. Somewhere, you're probably hiding them like Drake or something. I'm gonna kill you like I'm gonna give you your food, but I gotta put a little nibbits of facts in there for you. Your wife does not appreciate your sex life anymore. Get over it. And that's my fucking response to you doxing me. And that's how you deal with prejudice too. Because you gotta call a nigga out on shit. But bravo to Shady McCoy, Deshaun Jackson. You got closure on y'all's two situations. That's 2/3 of the closure. Chip Kelly will never get that type of closure from him. You know why? Because he's never going to tell you the truth. He's never going to tell you the truth. He's never going to tell you his side of the story. Never. Because at the end of the day, he's just going to go about his way and think that he's right. This is why I'm still, relevant because, I'm with the Buckeyes now. We're just idiots. That's why we picked you. We're just idiots. We're desperate at this point. But still, you settle for less. And you can't control shit now. And if you ever think about ruining my Buckeyes a day in your life, you will be gone immediately. I hope you get gone. One game. I don't even want to give you a game. I don't even know why the fuck they hired you. It still makes me furious. Chip Kelly will never tell the truth. Let's just get that out. Let's just get that out of the way. He'll never tell the truth. Never. I'm out of time. This is basically everything that I wanted to say about, prejudice, character. I hope I covered everything. I hope I didn't miss out. Oh, Jason Peters. Another thing that wanted me to run through a brick fucking wall. During the end of that interview, it was really interesting, and I really thought it was a lovely job with how they handled it. They just called this dude up, Jason Peters. How do you feel about Chip Kelly? Man, he's a bitch-ass coach who doesn't know how to handle culture and it's Man! Love Jason Peters. Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, along with Jason Kelsey a few years later. Wait, first ballot's out the door. First year in is out of the door. Sorry, Jason Peters. No, wait, he just retired 2021? He still has a chance to be first year, but now I hope I covered everything. But man, I had to get all my thoughts and feelings out. Just may as well. I just had to get everything out, man. Prejudice, what we're going through as black people, what they went through. They're paving the way. They're telling their stories, and they did a damn good job of telling it. All they wanted was a coach that cared about them as, characters, people, human beings. But all the coach would do was shit on them behind their back without even saying nothing. So fuck you, Chip Kelly. Fuck you. We're out of time in this video, so y'all have a good one.